What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about IBIT for El Nero and Coinbase for Chad Shi. Two kind of crypto-related stocks. I feel like it's relevant. I actually want to compare. Let's put this indicator on here. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Come on. Bitcoin. Apply it. Pretty correlated, but not completely. But on the daily, it is more or less correlated. It's probably less correlated right now because Bitcoin's already up, right, this week, where this has yet to start its new week. We'll see. I guess it did lose correlation a little bit, but this is the Bitcoin iShares Trust, right? I would assume if Bitcoin's moving up, this thing would move up as well. In fact, from January 22nd, the week of January 22nd this year, to the week of March 11th, you moved up 90%. If we look up BTC right now, BTC, the week of January 22nd, would have been this week here, right? Would it have been this week? I'm sorry, January 22nd there to March 11th, 91%. 91%, essentially a little bit less. I would assume you move up in tandem with Bitcoin. Okay, so I think you wanted me to talk about all-time highs where I see this thing going for the cycle. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't, but we can talk about that. I think that BTC, I just did a BCH video, that's why. BTC will see a minimum target of its 1618 extension from this high to the low here. The 1618 is at $173,000, basically $174,000 on the Coinbase chart here. And at a maximum, you could see your 2272 coming into play, because that's what we've seen historically, is this level being interacted with and this level being interacted with. It could be somewhere in between, and that's why I've got it identified as a range. So from the current price to the minimum expectation, yes, the minimum, that'd be 155% growth. The maximum would be about 575% growth by the end of the cycle. By that definition alone, well, let's see, hold on. Gotta get it. Come on now, like right around there, right? Probably like right there, 575, right? That's what it was. 575 to 155. Let's do that, yeah. 150, we'll just see, yeah, right there. Okay, cool. 155. So that's your range. We don't have a lot of history, so I can't do too much TA on this, but I gave you a brief kind of description as to why on the Bitcoin chart there. There's no fib levels really lining up with it. You got your 7618 up there, 3786 there. There's nothing really lining up with those areas, to be completely fair. But I do think that you want to move up higher. Bitcoin itself has been moving higher over the weekend. It had a very positive weekend. I think that it wants to close. It might want to close this month above 70K, and in August we can look forward to new all-time highs. At which case, the next kind of minimum expected target, not the cycle high, but the minimum expected target would be something around 79.6K to 88.7K. We could even go higher than that. After all, if we take this high here, our most relative high here, to this most relative low in this kind of range, we did top off at the 2618 area from this high here to this low here. Right, we topped off at the 2618 here. We topped off again at the 2618. So it is possible that by the end of this move, however long it takes, it could be months, that we are up at this $121,000 area. In the more immediate terms, 79, about 80K to 90K would be the more immediate targets, but by the end of this move, we could be well above $100,000. And each time we've actually gone just above that, so I would think above 121,000. With that in mind, for iShares, for IBIT, if this is what Bitcoin's going to do, is a 78.6% move, I would assume that IBIT itself, 78.64, would be about there, at about $68.35. And if we take this high here to this low here, that lines up pretty well with that 2618 area. And of course, that would make sense that it would, because that's around Bitcoin's 2618 area. Maybe it grows larger, maybe it grows less. It is a trust, but I think it is an ETF. I don't know. If it's an ETF, it should be correlated directly to it, so it shouldn't fluctuate too much. If it is a trust, I guess you do have the possibility to grow more. But I would think that this next move, when you break out over the months, it's probably going to take several months. Maybe by the end of this year, this thing could be upwards above $65 to $70. It really could be. So that's IBIT. Let's talk about Coinbase now and get done with this bad boy. Coinbase for Chad Shee here. Coinbase moving up 18% last week. Beautiful. Nice bounce off your 50 area. Cool. Looking really good. Consolidating, looking like you want to break out from a high point to a low point here. Probably going to move up to $313, maybe all the way up to $357. That 1618 looks nice in my opinion. Previous areas of resistance there, 360, 357, something like that. If we look at our relative moves here, from a high point to a low point, all the way up at the 1618, showing significance on that 1618 there. If we take this high to this low here, you tipped your 1414, and then from this high, come on now, high to low. I wish I could just like click a button and it does it for me. Maybe there's probably something that does that, right? All the way up to your 200, crazy, nice. And that makes sense. You tend to, yeah, with this like 1, 2, 3, you kind of do that 200 area. High to low, went all the way up to your 1886 actually, but you found significance on that 1618. So really, by what we've seen, anything from 331 could be a likely target to potentially 412 could be a likely target. And 412 is your all-time high of this chart as well. So moving higher nonetheless. Over the weeks and over the months, of course, right? But not like tomorrow. This next week, we can look forward to prices probably around 270 or higher. You break above 272 for 2 consecutive days in a row, and then these targets above $300, even above $400, become a lot more near term, a lot more fast approaching. 271 is the area you want to break, and I think we'll interact with that area this next week. Do we break above it? That's the question. I suppose it depends on Bitcoin, but that's all I got for you guys. If you like the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.